Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday afternoon. It is August the 11th, and Ella just jumped up in my lap. So you look a little sleepy, Ella. How you doing? How we doing, buddy? You having a good weekend? You having a good day? Our youngest daughter came and visited us this weekend. It was a great visit, and Ella was attached to her. So she's a little down since she had to leave. She had to go back home. And now Ella's like kind of moping around, just kind of like, you're gonna be okay. She'll come back and visit sometime. Yeah. But it was a good time, right? Okay. Go find Teddy and bother him. Okay. Go find Teddy and see if you can pester him or something. Yeah? What do you think? Okay. See you later. Bye bye. All righty. Come on down. You can stay in here if you want. You can stay in here. Okay. Y'all, this heat is still no joke. I mean, we're still solidly in the 90s here. We did a little bit outside yesterday morning. I mean, we weren't out there terribly long. Miss Dawg walked up to me like, I don't feel so good. I feel woozy and kind of dizzy. And I'm like, okay, uh-oh. So she got too hot there for a minute, and I walked with her in the house, got her cooled down, some electrolytes, water, some sodium, and she was fine. She was fine there for a while, but she said you got a little hot there, and she said how did you describe it? You like the cartoon? She said it like the cartoons where the little things are swirling around your head, when you got like if you got hit in the head or something and saw stars and they're circling above your head. So it made me laugh. But anyway, so be careful. Be careful out there. Let's take it easy. If you're out there in this heat, y'all, it's no joke. It isn't. I tell you. We we got back home a while ago and went and got short up on some groceries. Hey, so yeah. So describe. So yeah, how was that? I mean, I know you came up to me. You came up to me and you were like, "I don't feel so good," and I'm like, "Oh."
It was like the things you see in cartoons. They go over your head, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. I felt like I was going to do that and hit the ground. So I sat down before I fell down.
good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little. I was. I mean, you did not look. You looked pretty out of it there for a minute.
I'm good now, but I'm not going out there.
No, no, we're not going out there. No, we went to the store earlier and got gasoline, and that was. Now we're broke. Now we're broke, and now we'll go back to work Monday. So that's what we're up to. But yeah, she's fine now, isn't she?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
making sure.
yeah. Gosh, I don't get stuff like that. I don't. She
Because
doesn't
you
do that.
got whiskers.
She doesn't
That's
do
why
with
I
me.
like kissing
That's
whiskers.
right. That's right. All right. Thanks. All righty. So I'm going to talk about a couple of different things. I have a very good passage I will share with y'all, and you will get definitely it will resonate with you. So certainly stay tuned for that. It's a very good one. Also, I will talk about why is the media not covering? It's a virtual blackout over the things that are going on in Europe, specifically in the UK. I'm going to cover that a minute. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. It could be totally wrong, but I'm just going to give you my thoughts. Also, we need to prepare for more, especially economic pain in 2025. We really do, probably on multiple levels, but I think economically, it's really going to hit hard. It's already hitting hard, but I think it's going to hit harder. I really do. So, what can we do about it? I'm going to try to address that. So bear with me. Stay with me on that. But first, just a couple of things. I always have questions when I look over things and what's going on in this world. And I'm like, several things. As far as Europe and England, UK, whatever, I mean, specifically to that, where's King Charles? Where's the king at? I mean, I think he's made a little bit of a comment, but it was pretty generic from what I remember. I mean, maybe he's done more than I've seen. Y'all tell me. But where's the king? You're the king. You're the king. King Charles. Where are you on this? Can you give us some thoughts? Can you give some kind of direction or something? Hope. Hope. Something. Can you do something, man? Probably not. I'm not expecting anything from that dude. But I just had to bring it up. And Sleepy Joe, where you been? I mean, I saw something where he's at the beach taking a nap and having him a beverage. Okay. Uh, let's take another of your many, numerous vacations at the beach. Meanwhile, we've got crime to the hilt out of control. We've got global unrest. I think it's fair to say we have global unrest. We have wars raging in multiple areas in the world that we are involved in, knee deep, waist deep. Brink of civil war in several places. Border still a problem like never before here. Inflation still out of control. A recession. They're even admitting to a recession, which means it's worse than that. We know that. So what's Sleepy doing? And I saw something where he's only available like from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. What the world? That's like a part-time job. I don't know. The way I understand it, being president is not part-time. I mean, is Kamala already in it? I mean, is the camel already taking charge? Doesn't look like it. She's just still cackling. So, who has the nuclear football? That's probably one of the most important questions. That might be the most important question. Who has the nuclear football? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I can't answer it, man. And then that's kind of important. You know, if you have minutes to decide something, Sleepy Joe ain't going to be up to it. Somebody else is going to have to make that decision. I don't know. Is the camel going to do that? I don't think so. If she can stop cackling long enough to make a decision, dang, we're on our own, I think. You know, I saw also where the Ukraine invaded part of Russia. I think it was, I forget the name of it now, Kursk, I believe. Invaded part, like with 1,000 troops, so it says. Now, I don't know what to believe anymore about what's going on over there, to tell you the truth, but apparently they made an incursion. My first thought is that it's a desperation move, maybe like a Battle of the Bulge, when World War II, when it was evident that Germany was going to lose that war, and they made an offensive into Allied occupied territory, and it was quite effective for a while. But when reinforcements came in from the Allies, they beat it back and took over again. But and that pretty much knocked out the German army right there. That was it. I mean, from there it was just a retreat and defeat. So it makes me wonder: is it something similar to that? We'll see. We'll see if we can. I mean, we get very little details from that. And why is the main media, just about all media that's you could call main media, I guess. I don't even know what to call it. It's a virtual blackout on on the riots and the demonstrations and everything that's going on around in the UK, England, even into Ireland. I see. You got the people are rising up and demanding their country back. They demand not unreasonable things. They demand to be able to walk down the street in relative safety without their children being harmed. Something as simple as that. Maybe some immigration control. Instead, they are the ones being blamed for the problems and jailed for voicing an opinion on it or covering or videotaping a riot or something, or videotaping or showing any support at all, or even just being there to watch. They're being jailed, as the reports I'm getting, is what we're being reported at least. But yet it's hard to find out any information from media sources here. The only way, from what I can tell, is from people who are there, like you can call it independent journalists, but people who are there videotaping this stuff and interviewing other people that are around and involved in it is very telling. If you have the time and you just watch the live feeds and things like that, it's about the only way to get the information. Why are they doing that? Evident, obviously they've all got the memo. They all got the email. Do not show this. My first thought is, it could be multiple reasons, of course, but my first thought is that they're scared to give any information on this because they don't want people to start thinking, well, gosh, I mean, that looks effective. We should do that here. Here in the United States, hello, it's happening here as well. We have open borders. It stands to reason that that's happening in the UK with the invaders that are just taking over and doing as they please, crimes as they please. That's going to happen. Already is happening here in the United States, North America. Wow, well, we don't want to give them any ideas to go out and voice opposition to this. Heaven forbid they get in the streets here, like they are in the UK. That would be a sight. I don't know if that would ever happen. Um, and there's multiple reasons for that. But I think that's the main reason. They don't want this information getting out to the people, the folks here. You don't need to know that. They don't want you to know that. Don't look that way. Look another way. It's about celebrities, the Olympics. Nothing wrong watching the Olympics, but that's just one of those distractions. Crime, culture, taking your resources, healthcare. I mean, what's wrong with voicing an opinion, an opposition to that? That's called having your backs against the wall, and your country is fading away fast, right before your eyes, and you're in it. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that? It's happening here as well. We are just much larger country spread out. It will take longer. In some places, they will feel it a lot sooner than others. So what do you do about that? Uh, I saw where the vice president candidate, I don't know, what's his name, Waltz, he said there's no guarantee of freedom of speech. Okay. All right. So you say. So you say. That's not the way it works. There is a First Amendment, freedom of speech to a point, of course. We have the First Amendment. Most importantly, we have the Second Amendment that protects the others. We have a virtual, de facto, I don't know if you can call it that, a civil war going on in England. We have the government in the UK making plans, so they say, to utilize a standing army to deal with the protesters and the rioters who are demonstrating and rioting against immigration agenda there. You got people making social media posts, even Facebook, that voice opposition to their immigration policy, being arrested for a Facebook post, y'all. It occurred to me they can't jail everybody. Can you jail over half the population? I don't think so. I believe that's also a fearful move on their part because they know that if this movement keeps getting traction, they will be overwhelmed at some point. That happens, or it could happen, and they have to squash this pretty quick. But hasn't been squashed, at least not yet. Now, how will this play out? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It really is. You have raging wars going on. You got soaring inflation, open borders, rising crime. We have an installed candidate that's running for president. They're running on no policies. The camel has no policies to run on. If she promises inflation to get better and all this and that, you've been in office for 4 years. You were VP. You're supposed to be the most important advisor to the president. You've been there for 4 years, and this has all gotten out of control. You got nothing to run on. And you got the commander in chief, supposedly, still, it's always on vacation, supposedly available only between 10 and 4. I don't get it. People will vote for that too. I don't get that either. What are we going to do? I mean, I think we're going to prepare. I think the way this is going, we're going to see this accelerate in 2025. I saw a article from Fox News Business or something like that where they were surveying just random people all over the country. What they're thinking is, how they're thinking about the way things have been going, and a lot of people were like, the main theme across all socioeconomic status, all races, it was a diverse population. Inflation's killing us, man. Inflation's killing us. We can't pay for the groceries. We can't do all of it. We can do one or the other. We can't get our groceries, our gas, our medications, and our insurance and pay the rent all together. We have to, we're having to sacrifice something. We can't pay the mortgage and rent and get gas and get our insurance and not have a lapse in insurance, or something falls by the wayside. Get a flat tire or an automotive repair that just is a crisis now. We have a crisis. We have to put it on a credit card. Credit cards might already be maxed out. What do? We have personal SHTFs become family SHTF situations. That's what a lot of people, so many people are talking about. Some of the things they were saying, a soda used to cost 99 cents. Now it's $4. I can't put gas in my vehicle like I should, like I was. I'm getting $10, $5 of gas instead of filling it up or even filling it up halfway. You know, I see it. That's very common. We have pretty much an entire generation priced out of buying a home, and rent's really not any better. It said that the average American has $500 left after paying the mortgage/rent. I don't even know if it's that much. That's not enough to get everything else covered. I know it's not for us. We don't live above our means by any stretch of the imagination. Paycheck to paycheck. I've heard all kind of statistics. I believe it's higher than whatever statistics they want to throw out there. People living paycheck to paycheck is probably at least 75% or more. I think the number one issue has to be economy and the border, which are kind of tied together in a way on you know. So that's the way I would look at it. Those are just some of my thoughts. Share your thoughts. I'm going to go to a passage because I've just probably went on and on about that a little too much, a little too long. Thanks for staying with me here. This is a very good passage, so bear with me. This is from the book of Mark. I am in the book of Mark, chapter 9. I may have read this one before, but it's been a while. So good. Mark chapter 9, starting, well, it starts in verse 14, but I'm going to skip a little bit. It's the healing of a boy with an evil spirit, where Jesus heals the boy. So starting around verse 21, Jesus asked the boy's father, "How long has this boy been like this?" The father answered, "Since childhood. It has often thrown him into the fire or water to kill him. But if you can do anything, take pity on us and help us." "If you can," Jesus replied. "You mean if I can? Everything is possible for him who believes." Amen. Immediately the boy's father exclaimed, I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief. I think that's pretty key. It's easy to gloss over that verse. I know I have. And, he says, the boy's father says, I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief. There are times when we struggle, don't we? We struggle with that. We're human. When Jesus saw that a crowd was running to the scene, he rebuked the evil spirit. You deaf and mute spirit, he said, I command you, come out of him and never enter him again. The spirit shrieked, convulsed him violently, and came out. The boy looked so much like a corpse that many said, he's dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him to his feet, and he stood up. After Jesus had gone indoors, his disciples asked him privately, why couldn't we drive it out? He replied, this kind can come out only by prayer. Amen. This kind can come out only by prayer. Another instance there reinforces the power of prayer, the power of Jesus. Stand close to Jesus. I think I mentioned earlier in this video, we're on our own. We are all on our own. We're not totally all on our own. We do have those around us, but we have Jesus. Always, and always will be. So, hope that's encouraging. Let's be safe. Let's be aware out there. God bless you. I'll see you soon.